What are your strengths? In this video, we're going to take you through how to create a great answer to what are your strengths, the classic interview question. We have lots of tips to help you decide on your strengths. We talk you through what the interviewer is looking for, and we provide you with example answers. My name is Jess Coles, and if you're new to this channel, Enhance.training provides online business courses to help professionals, managers and business owners improve their performance. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and share it with friends. Being asked, what are your strengths, or a variation of this question when at interview is absolutely great. The question is an open invitation to shout about all your best points. However, many candidates talk about their best points, yet don't answer this question well, and we will take you through why in this video. This question, or a variation, is expected by most candidates, and everyone does some preparation for this question. What not to do is to provide a long list of statements such as, I've got great time management skills, I'm determined, and I'm good at managing people. Anyone who has read a management book or does 10 minutes of internet research can do this. You need to do more. Just to cover the basics, to answer this question you need a list of your strengths. One of the best ways to find out your strengths is to think about your current and previous roles. Think about what you enjoyed, what you were good at, and what you were complimented about. Think back to what your colleagues or even your friends say about you. Which projects, big or small, were a great success? What character traits and skills helped you be successful in the work and projects you've done? And don't forget to include what you do outside of work if relevant. Put your strengths in order with your strongest first. Then create a short story for each strength which demonstrates why the strengths you have chosen are valuable to any potential employer. Always frame your answers in terms of how these strengths help the company in which you are working. You need a list of your strengths before you can go on to the most important stage of answering this question well. The interviewer wants to understand what skills, character traits and experiences you believe are your strongest points and how these help solve the company's problems. What you choose to talk about says a lot about you, particularly when compared to what the other candidates choose to talk about. To do well with this question, you must talk about strengths that are relevant to solving the employer's problem or problems. This and the quality of the examples you use will make your answer stand out. Here are some questions for you to think about. Firstly, does your strengths match what is needed for the role? 2, how are you going to demonstrate you have looked at the job specification and understood the key requirements of the job? And 3, what examples are you going to use to make your answer stand out? As well as what you say, the interviewer will also be assessing your confidence level and how clearly you tell your story and how credible your answer and examples are. We have talked about making your answer relevant. Because this is such an important point, we're going to explore it a little more. To make your answer relevant, understanding what the employer is looking for is a pretty key step. Look at the job spec and think about the issues that you've come across in your career to date. When you work out what the potential employer is looking for, then you can give a relevant answer. The more relevant your answer, the more interested they will be in hiring you because you could solve their problems. A simple example could be, as a hiring manager, my problem is that I don't have anyone to create and manage the group's financial reporting. If you talk about your extensive skills and experience in business partnering with operations teams, this really doesn't help my most pressing problem. To get me interested, you need to talk about your financial reporting skills and experience. I'm sure this seems obvious to most of you, yet way too many candidates don't make their answers relevant to the specific job in question. You have to do this to give a good answer. Getting a job offer is a competition, and you have to stand out. Remember, go through the job advert carefully, or take notes when the recruiter is describing the role and spend time researching the company. Think about the problems you have seen that are faced by this specific job role. If you state to an interviewer that you can solve a problem, then the interviewer will be interested in understanding more. If you can prove that you have solved the problem before and you can do so again, they will be interested in hiring you. All candidates make statements during interviews. The problem the interviewer has is working out which candidate is the best at solving the problems they have. Even if you make your statement with total confidence, the interviewer will still have some doubts that you can actually deliver what you say you can. Good interviewers look for proof. In the interview setting, the proof is in the examples that you provide. The better candidates always provide examples. Great candidates provide clear, well-structured and highly relevant examples that have the interviewer thinking about starting dates. This is an example for a junior manager. I'm a very determined person, keen to learn and have good people skills. A good example that demonstrates this is when I was working in customer services and I was always given the most difficult customers or problems to solve. We had a policy of no returns after 14 days after the purchase date. This left us with quite a few angry customers who didn't shop with us again. I brought this problem up with the management team and suggested that we be given discretion within a framework to take returns after 14 days. This idea was dismissed initially. I didn't lose heart and I thought about how I could reposition my suggestion. I looked through the data on the customers that had complained in the past and 73% had not made another purchase in 6 months. I persuaded the management team to let me do a trial with a more flexible approach. This reduced the number of customers that did not buy again in the next 6 months to under 20%. Sales increased as a result in our department by 11% and profits by 18%. I was given a nice bonus. This is an example for a senior manager. I have strong team management skills. I'm good at managing complex projects and keeping individuals across the business engaged and doing what is needed at the right time. A good example of this is when I was asked to deliver a new ERP system for the company. This required educating 53 users on how the new system was going to work, designing a ton of new processes in and outside of the system, and keeping 3 departments involved and happy and getting board sign-off for all the changes we proposed. Once the planning stage and sign-off was completed, I worked closely with my team and the various departments over the critical stages of the project. We had to get all our data organised in the right way and make sure it was complete. Then we had to train the 53 users and test the system while doing so. The investment in the project was considerable for the company, so I spent a lot of time with the board members and the department heads to make sure all key needs were met and everyone knew what was needed by when. We kept ahead of schedule due to my efforts. My team and I delivered the project within the time frame we had set out and 5% under budget. The new system allowed the company to grow by 25% the following year with only a 3% headcount increase. We also increased gross margin by implementing a better product mix. The company's net profit increased by 50%. I got a promotion, a large bonus, and a Best Project Manager award because of the success of this project and how I managed it. In summary, make sure you keep your answer clear, well-structured and relevant to the key requirements of the role or the problems the company is hoping to solve by hiring you. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of our weekly video releases. This really helps us to produce more videos for you. Thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you again soon.